Financial stress doesn't come from earning too little. It comes from uncertainty. That goes against what most people assume. Most people think financial stress is a math problem. Earn more, stress less. But the data doesn't support it. Studies consistently show that financial anxiety cuts across all income brackets. People earning $100,000 or $150,000 per year report high levels of money stress. Meanwhile, people earning $40,000 sleep soundly and feel genuinely secure. The difference isn't the number on the payslip, it's the habits. Today I'm covering the 5 specific habits that separate people who feel financially calm from people who feel permanently anxious about money. These aren't tips about earning more or investing. They're about how to relate to money differently, and that shift is available to you right now, regardless of what your bank account currently shows. Habit 1. They know exactly where they stand financially at all times. Financially calm people are not optimistic guessers. They know their numbers precisely: monthly income after tax, expenses by category, current savings balance, total debt balance, and their net worth, assets minus liabilities. This sounds obvious, but most people genuinely don't know their exact numbers. They have a vague sense. And that vagueness, the gap between what they think they know and what's actually happening, is where financial anxiety lives. Here's the counterintuitive truth. Knowing a difficult number is almost always less stressful than not knowing it. If you have $800 in savings and you know it, you can make a plan. If you think you might have $2,000 but you actually have $800, you'll spend accordingly and face a crisis when reality catches up. Research shows that people who check their accounts regularly, even when the news isn't great, experience lower financial anxiety overall because they're never caught off guard. Spend 30 minutes this week pulling together your complete financial picture. Write down every income source, every fixed expense, every debt balance, your current savings total. No estimates, actual numbers. The clarity itself reduces anxiety regardless of what the numbers show. Habit 2. They consistently spend less than they earn by design. Consumer culture, social pressure, easy credit, and lifestyle inflation mean most people spend right up to or beyond their income the moment it increases. You get a raise, and within 6 months your expenses absorb it. That's lifestyle inflation, and it's why people earn more but don't feel more secure. Financially calm people maintain the gap deliberately. When income increases, expenses don't automatically follow. Here's a simple illustration. A person earning $3,000 per month who lives on $2,400 and saves $600 is more financially secure than someone earning $5,000 who spends $5,200. The first person can handle a $500 car repair without stress. The second cannot. The gap between income and spending is what creates options. Options are what create calm. A useful rule of thumb: every time your income increases, direct at least half of the increase towards savings or debt repayment before lifestyle spending. You enjoy the raise and widen the gap at the same time. Habit 3. They have money set aside specifically for unexpected events. The primary reason financial stress is so persistent is not that bad things happen more often to some people. Cars break down, medical bills arrive, appliances fail. These events are universal. The difference is what happens next. When you have no buffer, every unexpected event becomes a genuine crisis. A $400 car repair, an $800 medical copay, a broken washing machine, each one forces a choice between credit card debt, a personal loan, or a stressful call to family. Then you're managing the original problem plus the debt taken on to solve it. People who are financially calm pay unexpected expenses from the buffer, feel mildly annoyed, and move on. No sleepless nights, no juggling, just an inconvenience. The buffer doesn't have to be large to have a significant psychological effect. Research shows that households with as little as $500 in liquid savings experience significantly less financial hardship than those with nothing. Even that amount changes your relationship with unexpected costs. Start there. Open a separate savings account, name it Buffer or Peace of Mind Fund, and get $500 into it as fast as you can. Then build from there. Habit 4. They don't measure their financial life against other people's. Social comparison is one of the most reliable paths to financial stress and genuinely poor decisions. When your reference point is what your neighbors drive or what your friends post online, You're measuring your inside against everyone else's outside. You're seeing the car, not the car payment, the holiday, not the credit card balance they came home to. Financially calm people have an internal reference point. Their goals are based on what they actually want, not what they think they're supposed to have at their age or income level. When you're not trying to signal status, your spending aligns with your actual values instead of an image that requires financial strain to maintain. One practical step: unfollow social media accounts that consistently make you feel financially inadequate or trigger spending impulses. Your peace of mind is worth more than their content. Quick pause. If this is resonating, subscribe for more free financial and mindset content every week. Now, back to the habits. Habit 5. They automate everything and make money management boring on purpose. Financially calm people have built systems that run without requiring constant attention or willpower. Savings transfer on payday before there's a chance to spend the money. Bills are on direct debit. Investments contribute automatically. Debt repayments happen without a reminder. Everything that can be systematized has been. This is the opposite of how financially stressed people experience money, as a constant series of manual decisions and small anxieties. Every bill is a moment of friction. Every savings transfer requires summoning motivation. The cognitive load is exhausting. Automation removes money from your working memory. Research on decision fatigue shows that the more decisions we make, the worse later decisions become. Every manual financial decision consumes capacity you could spend on things that actually matter. The setup is simple. Open a savings account. Set a standing order to transfer a fixed amount on payday, even $100 to start. Set all bills to direct debit. If you invest, set a recurring contribution. Then let it run and review the system once a quarter. The less you have to think about money day to day, the more mentally available you are for everything else. It bears emphasizing because it's so counterintuitive. Income level does not directly determine financial stress. Beyond a threshold of basic security, enough to cover housing, food, and essentials with some margin, additional income has sharply diminishing returns on financial calm. The reason is lifestyle inflation. You earn $10,000 more. Within 12 to 18 months, your expenses have expanded to match nicer, flat, better car, bigger holidays. You're experiencing the same tightness at a higher number. The baseline shifts, but the gap doesn't. This is why you find financially distressed people at every income level, and financially secure people at income levels you'd assume would be stressful. The 5 habits work at any income. Knowing your numbers, living below your means, having a buffer, not comparing, and automating. These are how people convert income into genuine security. And crucially, this means you don't need to wait until you earn more to start. You can begin building financial calm right now with whatever income you currently have. The key to making these habits stick is implementing them as systems, not intentions. An intention is, I'm going to track my spending better. A system is, I opened a budgeting app, linked my accounts, and I review it for 10 minutes every Sunday. An intention requires ongoing willpower. A system runs on its own. Don't intend to save more. Set up the automatic transfer this week before next payday. Don't intend to build an emergency fund. Open the dedicated account today, name it, and schedule the first transfer. Make the decision now in this moment of motivation and automate it so you don't need to remake it next month. Start with one habit, not all 5. Trying to implement everything at once is a reliable way to implement nothing well. The most impactful first step for most people is habit 1, knowing your exact numbers. That single act changes your relationship with money from anxious and vague to informed and manageable. Everything else becomes clearer once you have the complete picture in front of you. Set aside 30 minutes this week, not to fix everything, just to get the numbers. Income, expenses, debts, savings. That single act will reduce your financial anxiety more than almost anything else you could do right now. These 5 habits don't work in isolation. They compound. A person who knows their numbers makes better spending decisions. Better decisions create a gap between income and spending. That gap funds the emergency buffer. The buffer reduces anxiety, which means fewer impulsive purchases made to cope with stress. Automation locks all of it in place. Each habit creates the conditions for the next one to take hold. You don't have to build them all at once. The first habit makes the second easier. The second makes the third possible. The third makes the fourth feel natural. Start with awareness. Everything else follows. 5 habits of financially calm people. They know their numbers, they live below their means, they have a buffer, they don't compare, and they automate everything. None of these require a high income or financial expertise. They require awareness, a bit of setup, and the decision to start, and you can make that decision right now. Which habit do you want to build first? Drop it in the comments below. I read everyone. Subscribe for more practical money and mindset content every week. Something new every single week. See you in the next one.